So now to be on some funky shit, no emotional shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, Evo Awards happen.
Okay.
Right? I got these. These are a blessing. Shout outs, okay? Look, just to throw it out there on some camera shit. Right? I'm going to give a couple of shout outs for these wins. All right, so for people that don't know, I only had a minute to say what I had to say. I'm going to be honest, I ain't had no fucking scripts or anything written down because I didn't even know I was going to win this shit. To be honest, I thought Sajam was going to win everything. I'm going to be honest. Sajam is like the MVP when it comes to the FGC off of the strength that he's done so much to push the culture forward. I'm going to be very honest. And this is just him putting it on a content creation scale where he got regular gamers. And I say regular as in like it was just so many genres of gaming that he really got a conglomerate to come together and learn fighting games. That's fucking fire. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I actually didn't think that I was going to win this shit. You know what I'm saying? No cocky shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is what I wanted to see on Evo Awards, right? Shout out to Sajam, of course. Shout out to everybody in the can opener that shows love. There's anybody that follows the culture of what I do or me, like Lee Chung do. Just to give you guys a little lore. And I'm pretty sure Lee Chung could agree with this. You know what I'm saying? When we was talking shit back in the day on the microphone, we never really looked at it as commentary, right?
No.
We was just talking shit on the microphone, making sure that people, whoever they was watching at the time, enjoyed what the fuck they was watching, right? At the end of the day, right?
I agree with that.
And this is at a time where we wasn't really thinking about getting money for it or whatever the case may be. It was just an opportunity that presented itself, and we just took advantage of, right? Because we authentically loved what we was doing, right? But just to give you guys a little lore, the first time I ever commentated on record was with Lee Chung. And I'm going to talk to Lee Chung to see if he remembers. Do you remember when the first time we commentated?
I think it was at a Battlefield Arcadia on Kings Highway over there. Not Kings Highway. It was like a Chinese Brooklyn. Where is that? Where was that place at?
It was a gamepad or some shit. All right, so just to correct it, you're 50-50.
It was a something. It was called like a Battlefield something.
No,
right?
You're right on the Battlefield side.
Okay.
But I'm gonna tell you exactly what was the first time we commentated.
Okay.
So this was literally when Justin TV came out, and I don't know homie's name, Spanish cat.
Mm-hmm.
Triforce hired. Shout out to Triforce. He hired him. It was like competitive gaming online, some shit like that.
Okay.
It was on Justin TV, right? And he had the microphone set up and all of that shit, right? And it was Street Fighter 4.
Okay.
Straight up. This we didn't even get to Super yet. It was straight vanilla. And Empire Arcadia, for anybody that was watching back in the day, we used to run locals and shit like that. Either it was in a venue or we would literally do it at the apartment at fucking St. Mark's. You remember that shit? Was it St. Mark's? No. What was that?
St. Mark's. It was
St. Mark's, right? Mm-hmm. In Brooklyn. So either be like in a venue somewhere or it was at literally in the apartment on the top floor for anybody that actually been there. That was the first time it was broadcasted. It was at on competitive gaming online, Battlefield Arcadia. Like it was like the Battlefield joint. It was literally like number 1, number 2, and the first people that was on the mic, it was me, Lee Chung, and then this is when Lee Chung had dreads. This is how deep it was. Lee Chung had dreads, and then when we wasn't on the microphone, Chris Yu was on the mic. This is how throwback it was. Do you remember that?
Nah, man. Okay. I remember.
I'm actually here trying to like unlock memories.
There was another guy there too that he was just starting out. I think he did. I think it was FADC.
No, that was Seb. He wasn't commentating.
No, he wasn't, but he was there.
He was recording. The first dude that was recording games like that was I don't even know the dude's name. It was Competitive Gaming Online. Then it was Seb, and then it was Spooky.
Yeah.
Right? But when we was doing it, it was with that guy, Competitive Gaming Online. I think that was the name of it. I don't remember the dude's name, but it was on Justin TV. Okay. And we was the first dudes, bro. We ran the whole show on commentary. Right? That was my first lick of like really doing a broadcast in terms of commentary.
Okay.
Right? And it was with Lee Chung, for people that don't know. Like a lot of people give a lot of credit to like me and Chris Matrix off of the strength that it was like on some arcade Chinatown Fair talk and shit. But in terms of actually like labeling it as a commentating duo, it was in competitive gaming online, brother, with you.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's real shit.
That's crazy.
So I just wanted to talk about this because, look, I know I got blessed with the commentator of the year, and looking back at it, sure, it was on the year, but, I've been doing this work for like decades or whatever the case may be, and I've seen the art of commentary evolve to where it's at right now, and it's gotten to a high level on all ends from a lot of the casters that we have now.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to give a couple of shout outs. Sorry if I don't get all the names, but, shout outs to Ringe, shout outs to Vicious, shout outs to Ultra Chen, of course, Ultra David James Chen. I say shout outs to Logan Sama, F Word, of course. You know what I'm saying? The old school guys like Chris Hugh and damn, I forgot homie's name with the Zangief. I'm so sorry.
Aqua Silk.
Aqua Silk. There you go. The originals. You know what I'm saying? And hell, I'm even throw his name out there and he was slacking. You know what? I'm not even gonna throw it out there. But the OGs. Okay. I just want to give a shout out on that side of things. New York always had that representation in terms of talking shit. Obviously, for me, in terms of coming in on this talking shit thing, in terms of the arcades, it came from Chinatown Fair for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 for me. Okay? Damn, I'm glad that I got all this shit. I got all this time to talk shit because, Jesus Christ, I only had a minute at the EVO Awards. But what I want to give a shout out to, for sure, is you, my brother. Because literally the first time, if we had to label it as commentating, it was you and Chris Matrix for me, right? But officially, it was me and you on cams. I don't know if you remember this, bro. You had dreads on, kid.
I had dreads on like a Hulk Hogan bandana.
That was throwback. No, you had dreads on.
That's funny.
Like, that's how throwback this shit was. You know what I mean? So for anybody that was watching back in the days, like, shout outs to that. You know what I mean? And then in terms of the lingo that I gained in terms of talking shit was definitely from Chinatown Fair. And on top of that, my boy Nelson's crib, bro. For people that don't know, man, Remix Prince is literally made off of the strength of my man Nelson Reyes. Rest in peace. You know what I mean? In terms of me getting strong as a player and as a shit talk, in terms of verbal talks, it was definitely from those times in terms of Chinatown Fair, especially in Blue Jay's crib and all that. Because when the homies was playing, I was the guy talking mad shit with Chris Matrix on the back end, or my man Lawrence Carr on the back end, just talking mad shit with everything that was going on. So in terms of me putting in that work in terms of training, in terms of being a master of ceremonies, besides being a boss spitter, whatever the case is, I dedicated to that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To those times. So, but who I ultimately want to give a lot of credit to is Spooky. You know? Spooky knew exactly where we was at in terms of the nitty gritty when it comes to fighting games, to where it was headed. And Spooky, no doubt about it, was the guy that really spearheaded that. You know what I'm saying? And this is me talking history. I could give credit to Seb, but he didn't stick around. If anything, he did introduce it with competitive gaming online, but who really took that fucking torch with an iron fist, it was definitely Spooky at the end of the day. And he's inspired many people to continue on this streaming and broadcasting thing to really represent the FGC to where it is at right now. I mean, from the Street Fighter 4 side of things, to any game, from Tekken to Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Spooky is literally was a big contributor to the FGC. And then another shout out, I'm gonna put this out there for people that was around back in the day. Empire Arcade. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about Triforce and all that other shit, but when it comes to really keeping that entertainment and that raw energy and synergy to the point, to the people that was watching live, Empire Arcadia really had a big hand in terms of hype and showing it out there in terms of consistent results of whipping everybody's ass. But y'all had to deal with us at the end of the day. And I mind you, I'm just speaking on behalf of the East Coast and Chinatown Fair. You know what I'm saying? So just throwing that out there. But Spooky gets the ultimate credit. And of course, the grassroots folks, in terms of the tournaments that we was going to, shout outs to Jet Fee, that used to run East Coast Throwdown. Shout outs to Big E, who was running all the university pinball tournaments and the NECs and the Summer Jams. He literally gave us a platform to really represent what the fuck the East Coast is about. A lot of people don't give these guys credit. I know a lot of things. Let me not even say it commercialized level. It's just, we got a lot of heavy hitters in terms of the tournaments that we have now. The combo breakers, the CEOs, the Evos, et cetera, right? But I just want to throw it out there in terms of really putting out there for the scene in terms of consistency. I would say it was Jet Fee, Shin Blanca, final round, Big E. And mind you, I could be wrong in terms of, I'm not trying to rewrite history. I'm just trying to make sure that, just so y'all know from my perspective, the guys that was influences to me in terms of what I do right now. You know what I mean? So Jet Fee, Big E, Shin Blanca, obviously Henry fucking Sen, my man Sam, who was dealing with us every fucking night. Every time we try to close up the shop, he gave us about another extra 30 minutes. For people that don't know, rest in peace to my man Sam. He was the owner of Chinatown Fair. We would have money matches and tournaments on the line, bro, like grand finals money matches. And it'd be time to close up the shop, and he'll let us rock until we finish, bro. So shout out to Sam. For people that don't know who that is, he was the owner of Chinatown Fair. Okay? Let me throw that out. But yeah, man.
Shout out to 8 on the break. That's fucking right. Shout outs to 8 on the break.
That's where ECC was at. Of course, when I say NOBC, shout outs to Henry Sen. You know what I'm saying? Spooky, the whole Spooky conglomerate. I could say some names in terms of the people that put in work, but I'm not trying to get in all that because people are very emotional right now and trying to really find their ways. But I'm not going to say no extra names. But another name that I want to put out there just to show some love, Bum, of course, been showing a lot of work throughout the years in terms of holding down the East Coast, especially when it comes to the new blood of things. I've done a lot of work with Bum as well. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I picked these certain spots in terms of these certain spots in time, and so the people that really put in work in the FGC is because when it comes to representing this right here, right, I had platforms to really talk my shit. You know what I'm saying? And definitely the House of Crack was definitely one of those spots that I had a chance and showcase alongside NOBC, alongside Chinatown Fair, especially the Battlefield Arcadias back in the day. That's what I wanted to shout out, man, to be real. And then, of course, to anybody that I worked with in terms of commentary, I want to give a big shout out to you guys. When it came to the mainstream of things, of when this thing was getting a little more public to everybody, it was during the Street Fighter V side of things. So I want to give a big shout out to, and Chung could probably agree to this, Ringe and Vicious, man. Ringe and Vicious. When we was coming up in the Street Fighter V side of things, and mind you, me and Chung took it serious when people was actually doubting us to be on a casting side of things to represent the talent that we had on the East Coast. Me and Chung was in the forefront. Who was meeting us halfway was definitely Vicious and Ringe, man. That's straight up, like coming up. Now I see people talking about Tasty Steve. Guys, don't get emotional here with what I'm talking. I'm talking about the history of me coming up. Me and Tasty Steve, the first time we met was in 2011, fam. So I'm talking like straight, like from the beginning of where this started. At the end of the day, this is East Coast, okay? So nobody, please don't throw no bullshit over there talking about, oh man, what about Tasty Steve? What about? I'm talking about before all of that happened, okay? So please lock in on this storyline for real. But yeah. Coming up, those are the combinations at the time. I don't know if you remember, brother, when we was coming up on the Street Fighter V side of things. It was you and me, Ringe and Vicious, bro. There's shout out to my man, damn, I forgot his name, not Ben. It's like Red Bull, fuck, I forgot his name, bro. He works for Riot now. Damn, I'm so sorry, my apologies, but he was the only guy at that time at Red Bull that had faith in us. Remember when we was in those calls on Skype, kid?
Yeah.
On Skype, talking about, hey, we want you for the Red Bull Battlegrounds, this is in the third, and who was running that whole show was me and Chung, Ringe, and Vicious. For anybody that was remembering the early on Street Fighter V side of things when it came to casting, okay? Just to throw that out there. So, I mean, there's a lot more that I could talk about, but I mean, for anybody that followed my career or Lee Chung's career when it comes to the talking shit side of things, not competitive, talking shit side of things, y'all know where I grew up at. Chinatown Fair, shout out to my beloved Chris Matrix. You already know that's my road dog. I don't gotta say much. For those that watch the culture, and watch how I grew up on this commentary thing. Chris Matrix and Lee Chung was heavy influences for me to do this commentary thing on the real consistent tip, and just moving the culture forward. So I just wanted to give you that round of applause, brother, for real. I couldn't have done this. I couldn't get to the level where I needed to reach with guys like you, man. For real.
Say no more. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
I don't think Chung gets enough credit in terms of being one of the originators, in terms of talking shit on the microphone. But this is just me stamping my bro on the realest tip. He's been in the game for a minute just as much as me. So I just wanted to show that on behalf of this award right here, you definitely had a big piece of this.
Thank you so much.
That's real shit. Love you, brother. That's real shit, man. I just had to throw that out there. I'm so sorry. But yeah, man, with that being said, I'm getting the hell up out of here. You already know the vibes. We're about to kick back and just celebrate and just chill. Thank y'all so much. If anything, I'm just going to kick back and play some tunes for y'all. Y'all already know what it is, man. Can opener. Love.